Hi, this is Anatole, and this is my reaction video to Carole and Tuesday, Season 1, Episode 3, titled Fire and Rain, which is named after the James Taylor song, the classic song by James Taylor. It scored 8.4 on IMDb. However, that rating is only from 26 reviews, so that's pretty small. I imagine because as I record this, the series is still quite new on Netflix. So I imagine over time there will be a bit more reviews on IMDb for this episode and for the series in general. I don't have any thoughts about the series before we begin recording, but about Shinichiro Watanabe, I have begun rewatching the series Samurai Champloo. I want to see if there are any parallels between that and this. Well, there are, I should say, spoiler alert, but I wanted to refresh my memory so that I can find parallels and then also find the points of differences. And if I can finish Samurai Champloo quick enough, I want to rewatch the classic series Cowboy Bebop, because I feel like if you know an artist, it helps you appreciate their newer work. Like if you know some things from an artist, you can draw those parallels to other works from that same artist. But that's pretty much all I got before getting to the episode. So after the intro, please join me for my reaction to Carole and Tuesday, Season 1, Episode 3, Fire and Rain. So this is going to be in the beginning of every episode then. It's just part of the introduction. That's what I was curious about when we watched episode 2. If this was just to refresh people's memory prior to episode 2, or if it was just going to be part of the introduction. And another thing I wanted to mention, I don't remember if I talked about it when I watched episode 2. These opening credits remind me a lot of the art style of Lady and the Tramp, because that also has the pastel watercolor painting style in the film for the opening credit scene. This really lifts my spirit. I think all of us at some point need to have that place we can go to, or it's just going to make us feel happy and joyful, and so far the show has had that effect on me. There's been speculation if the Mars of this show is the same Mars as the show Cowboy Bebop, because the movie takes place on Mars. Oh wow, not cool. I would not be surprised if there weren't a pizza restaurant that does that. It would not surprise me at all. So apparently there really is an Instagram for them and a YouTube channel for the producer here. It's interesting how Tuesday was played as the Rube in the big city on the first episode, but yet they're using her family for a political intrigue angle. So we're getting a lot of inside baseball stuff here. Oh, the youth of today! Isn't that the city she's from, Herschel? So then there would have been a famous person that city's named after her. Yeah, I think that's the town she ran from. The city she ran from was Herschel. Yeah, in some ways this reminds me of the Black Mirror episode with Miley Cyrus. Kind of that same concept. An oldie but a goodie. Oh, there's totally the generation gap angle they're playing here. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Oh, it's the music time. Let's do it. Let's do it. Musical number. Let's do it. Let's do it. Musical number. Do it. Musical number. Do it. It's like a Beatles cartoon. I do like how natural this scene is. Oh, it is a musical number. It's a little jarring to go from the Japanese dub to the song, which it's in English, because of course they speak English in this world. But it's a little jarring. Yeah, nice editing for this scene. Good montage. It's like the doll. In fact, there probably is another one of those dolls. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. It should be Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers. Oh, that's clever. Warner Brothers. Goodbye, booze. I got places to go, people to see, people to go, places to be. Yeah, they're totally playing up him as an old fogey. Back to voice training again. Oh, she's much better than before. Interesting. So we're getting a contrast between Angela and Carole and Tuesday, where the digital is to fit reality into its schematic, the ones and zeros. Oh, this is getting kind of scary. And then the analog is to use what's in nature. So I think the theme of this episode is Brody is going to be more effective than Gus. But I think we'll see development of Gus as he gets his game on, gets his mojo on. I could be proven wrong. Every time I try to get ahead of this program, it foils my expectations. Oh, Banksy. It's like the when he had the painting that self-destructed after being bought. We're always running from someone. That was punk rock there, though. Don't tell us what to do, old man. I'm down with it. I'm down with this. And that's the end of the episode. Okay, join me in a moment and I will give my review. I will watch this episode a second time and then read some criticism. So when I come back for my review, I'll have gathered my thoughts together and we'll talk about some of the important ideas and themes of this episode. Join me in a moment. And now for my review of the episode Fire and Rain. I thought that the theme of analog versus digital continues to be shown in the dual plot lines. We have the contrasting stories of Angela and of Carole and Tuesday, and the filmmaker, the creative Shinichiro Watanabe, continues to show the story by using parallel construction. So we see that Gus recommends Carole and Tuesday work on their vocals by going to sort of a meditative resort, and that resort's not what he used to know it to be. And when he realizes that, he pulls the plug. But when Tao forces Angela to do the training his way, and she's unable to respond, he threatens violence against her, and she, in the end, complies. So the analog respects the human soul, the human will, and the digital, or the misapplication of the digital, does not respect that. And then the corollary to that is the way that the situation tries to dehumanize the characters, turn them into just bodies, and the way they either assent or object. So Angela's mom tells Angela, just shut up and put up, because if you want to continue living the life you're accustomed to, this is the deal. This is what you're going to have to do. And for all we can tell, Angela is going to comply with that. She's going to become just a body, just someone to sit in the chair while Tao conducts his evil mad scientist experiments and forces her into his vision. But Carole and Tuesday, when they get put into the position of being turned into just bodies by Ertegun, who in this case represents the digital, because his music is all digitally constructed and he's the hot Schmidt of the season. In the end, they rebel in a punk rock fashion, and they say, "Hell no, we won't follow your plan. Hell no, we won't go." And they create a fire and disturbance and chaos and leave. And so again, we see that Shinichiro Watanabe, or the show, is implying that the girls, Carole and Tuesday, their rebellion is the way of the human spirit, and that the way of Angela, the path of Angela, is the way of losing that spirit. And I can only wonder how Shinichiro Watanabe and the director he's working with, I don't want to put this all on Shinichiro Watanabe, he's a creative director of the show. The main artistic director, from what I can tell, is Motonobu Hori, because I believe Shinichiro Watanabe, he's listed as, I think, an executive director. I'm not sure about his role within the show, but I'm pretty sure he's not the main director. So there is someone else behind the scenes. It's not just Shinichiro Watanabe's vision. But I think we can all agree right now it does seem to be satirizing or critiquing the role of AI being all-encompassing, and seems to imply that leaving behind the analog would be a mistake. Now, just how full this vision will be, like how far into the criticism of digital taking over this world, I'm not sure how it's going to go, because we get to see behind the scenes that Tuesday's mom is a bigwig within this world. So I have to believe that this vision is not going to be limited to just the story of two girls, to the buckseed and the refugee trying to make their way in the entertainment industry. I have a feeling it's going to be a little larger than that. It's, the fact that they have given so much space to Tuesday's mom and shown her within her world, the political world, leads me to believe there will be a little bit of a wider vision to it. And I'm excited to see how that will unfold slowly. I think it will unfold slowly, and it's not going to be a prominent feature for the series, but a subplot that will at one point become a main plot. That's my guess. Kind of fits what he did before with his previous two series, Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. How there would be these subplots that would then become the story of a main plot, and then eventually the climax of the series would draw the whole story to a conclusion. I'm guessing that's going to happen here too. And that's all I got for my review of episode 3 of Carole and Tuesday, titled Fire and Rain, and I hope you will join me again soon. Until that time, take care and be well. Goodbye.